Hi, this is Sue Jackson here with another Friday Reads. Now this week was a little different for me because we managed to get away on a short camping trip at nearby Elk Neck State Park in Maryland. And so I did most of my reading outdoors surrounded by nature. So here's a quick peek at our campsite and the first book that I finished while we were camping. Just relaxing at camp with my book and a nice fire and my husband. We have a beautiful water view here and it's a lovely evening. So I finished Ready Player 2 by Ernest Cline while we were away. I really enjoyed this much anticipated sequel to Ready Player 1. In many ways, it's kind of follows the same formula as the first book. Wade and his friends are again in the midst of a quest within the virtual world of Oasis. In this case, though, nothing short of the fate of the world rests on them completing the quest, and very quickly too. So it's got everything that the first book has, but I also enjoyed the author really kind of digs into some ethical issues around technology and AI, and I thought that added another dimension, made the book thoughtful in addition to the action and adventure that were in the first book. So I really enjoyed that. Next, I moved on to another novel. I've moved on to another book, The Vanishing Half by Britt Bennett. And we've got another fire. It is supposed to rain tonight, but before the rain comes, we're enjoying another campfire. It's been a beautiful day here. That's my husband collecting firewood. It's just so peaceful here on the water. So I'm about halfway through The Vanishing Half by Britt Bennett, which a friend lent to me last week. Thanks, Marg. I'm really enjoying this so far. This best-selling novel centers on a fictional town in Louisiana called Mallard, where back in 1848, the founder started the town as a place where light-skinned blacks could live without being harassed and abused by whites. So this is a very unique setting. The novel opens in 1968 when a woman returns to town after a long absence. So back in 1954, she and her twin sister ran away from home at age 16. They ran away to New Orleans, where they worked and lived together for a while, until one of the girls, Stella, discovered that she could pass for white and earn a much better living that way, of course. And at that point, they split up, although you don't know why or what happened until later on in the novel. So as the novel opens in 1968, the other twin, Desiree, returns to town to her mother's house, and she has with her a very dark-skinned child, her daughter, which really creates a stir in town. So the stories in this novel about Stella and Desiree, their mother, the town, Stella and Desiree's daughters, the stories are engrossing and really great. But the other aspect to this novel that's fascinating is that the author really digs into the subtleties of racism. So while there is some basic black versus white racism of the kind that we hear about more, she's also looking at some of the subtler forms of racism, of light-skinned versus darker-skinned, of Stella passing for white and the complexities that that entails and the sacrifices she has to make in order to do that. So it's fascinating. It's engrossing. I'm really enjoying it. That's The Vanishing Half by Britt Bennett. On audio, I am still re-listening to Becoming by Michelle Obama. I listened to this for the first time in 2019 for Nonfiction November, and one of my book groups chose it for our May selection. So since it was still on my iPod, I thought, oh, I'll just re-listen to a few parts of it to remind myself of some of the details. But I am totally engrossed in it, really enjoying it again. It's such a wonderful book. I love memoirs on audio that are read by the author, and Michelle Obama's got a beautiful, soothing voice. It's wonderful to listen to. It's about her whole life from her childhood to when they left the White House in 2017. And, she shares intimate details of growing up in South Chicago, of attending Princeton and Harvard, of some of the racism she's encountered during her life, of meeting Barack, which is a really funny scene. And through it all, she's just got this warm voice. It feels like she's one of your best friends just telling you her story. So really enjoying Becoming by Michelle Obama for the second time. So that's what I've been reading. What are you reading this weekend? Please let me know down in the comments.